Hey, it's Merv himself. If you've been cooped up inside just itching to add meaning to your life, behold the business end of the EGO Power String Trimmer with Power Load feature. I'm going to show you how you can replace your string in about 15 seconds. DeMille's behind the camera. Let's get started. Before we get started, I want to tell you that Merv merch is just flying off the shelves at our Teespring store. So if you're fixing to get some, don't waste any time. These days, we need all the laughs we can get, folks. We marked down the prices, and there's a link down below in the description to get you to the store. It's more fun than toilet paper. All right, folks, I'm here on the soundstage with DeMille and Margie, and let me get that into the shot a little bit better there.
So strong.
Thank you. This is the EGO Power String Trimmer with Power Load. Are you kidding me? Hey, was there no better way to do this, DeMille? Oh, yeah, that'll work, I guess. And don't feel bad if you don't have an international soundstage or your own with a professional test bench like I do. You could still do this operation, and I'm going to show you how. Now, I'm on the soundstage. I'm in the kitchen, all right, making a video with DeMille.
And Margie.
Pipe down. Go back to bed, Helen.
You never do anything around here.
Yeah, good. So what you want to do is recognize the parts of your system and how they function. It's relatively easy, but some people do get confused. Once you learn, literally this string's going to get loaded into your string trimmer here in just a matter of seconds. If you have the newest model, the head has been slightly redesigned so that when you pop it off, the housing that the string winds around does not come off with it. I personally like that. One less thing to have to monkey with to try to put back together. Let me point out that the head of the unit only turns counterclockwise. You don't want to try to, hold on a second. Yeah, you don't want to try to force it clockwise. That would be bad. It only turns counterclockwise for a reason, all right? So keep that in mind while you're going through these procedures. And the holes that the string feeds through on the old design, you'll see on the old design, these holes, they were much smaller. They had arrows on them. You had to put the string in, cocked at a weird angle. This is going to be much easier, and it's going to be a lot easier to get this thing loaded because you don't want to go outside to do your yard work unless you're loaded, fully loaded. And these little tabs here are what takes it out. You just got to depress that. Now, it's hard for me, of course, because on account of legal precedents and good examples that I need to set vis-a-vis the legal department, I'm wearing 6 pair of gloves right now.
Take off the glove.
As well as some flesh-colored Kevlar and full body respirator. Inside, you'll see you got a spring. When it comes time to put the unit back together, this spring can become a little Dickens, I'm telling you. If that's misaligned, you're going to have a problem because you're going to wonder why the lid's not going on right. So if you drop it and the spring kind of pops out of there or gets out of its position, just remember, you want to make sure that spring is in there the way it needs to be. And your inner cartridge holds your string. And I'm just showing you this because I wanted to make sure there's no stray particles of string in there or nothing clogging it up when I try to load the new stuff in. I'm not surprised. There isn't. It's completely empty. Taking this off may have been just a superficial step to eat up some additional time so I can monetize my channel in a selfish way and make a fortune off your views. You know, one of our videos has like 17 hits. All right, so this snaps back into place. It's life-changing when you become a YouTube celebrity. It snaps right back in. And you're going to feed your string through here. And here's the important part you just got to be aware of. Well, hold on. Time for a break. Thank you. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's time for a break. Proper brakes, folks, are critical to any kind of maintenance project. So, EGO recommends that you do fish through about 13 feet worth of string. So, DeMille, can you cut off a nice long swath, like 13 feet for me? Yeah. All right. Thank you. So what DeMille, do you know the difference between an inch and a foot? I mean, how long have we been doing this? 13 feet. It's like, is how tall you view me. Yeah. Yeah, godlike. All right. Thank you, DeMille. All you got to do here, folks, is you take your new string. You're going to fish it through. Now let me come around the other side here so you can see the magic. This actually goes straight through the unit. And she's just going to come right out the other side. Which, well, you know, it's good that these things happen because it adds to the legitimacy of the difficulty you may be having with it. Try it again. Just make sure your tabs are in place, folks. I think is what the general overall problem is here. You can feel her when she starts going through the channel the right way. DeMille, go get me a wrench, and I want you to get me a good 5-pound hammer and 3 sticks of dynamite. Now try this again. Try to take this off and see what the heck is going on inside there, because this is supposed to be a heck of a lot easier than I wanted to show you. It seemed good in rehearsal. We had a high-dollar production assistant here going through all the steps, and all right, yeah, well, there you go. It makes a lot of sense. So. In the past, what has driven men to the brink of insanity is trying to reload a string trimmer. It's usually just a matter of time, and then out comes a shotgun. The string is just going to fish through slicker than slick. Oh my God, I'll tell you on that. Yeah, here we go. All right. I can feel that. This is happening now. This is happening. This is, All right. I had to come up out of my chair, which is a bad sign. And quite frankly, I'm kind of glad that happened, that I run into that difficulty, because I want to take this thing apart and show you I see now why a lot of you are writing and saying you have problems, because I just run into the same problem. I think I know exactly what I did here. All right. Let me show you what I think is going on and what I done wrong. I was monkeying with this, showing off the features of the unit, and I was after I took the outside cover off, I was talking to you about this cartridge. And in the process of talking about that cartridge, I'm swinging it back and forth like a boss. Well, obviously what I done was I misaligned it, because it moves independently from the outside cover. And I misaligned it so that those holes weren't lining up when I put the cover back on. And I want to show you here, DeMille, on a tight shot. If you look in here, folks, there's little plastic nibs in there, which, whether it's by design or by coincidence, if you keep those little nibs, I call them nibs, I don't know a better word for it, lined up with this hole for your thread in your cartridge, and then you put on your lid, well, then things are going to line up. Yeah, you want to make sure you're putting it into place. Yeah, don't try to do this too fast. That's a problem. A lot of people sometimes hurry. Don't try to do it too fast. I would recommend doing it like half fast. All right, and you're going to put this in here. And I can see it's not lining up because she's spinning on me. All right, you got that there, so that this hole's going to line up over there. All right, we're good. Yeah, and there you go. You're just going to... Jamil, well, once in a while, why don't you just help me with things? You see me struggling with something over here. Give me a hand. Stand there operating the camera. Look, there's nothing to that. What's going on with that? So like I was saying, the process of putting it back together is actually... It's easy, and I would call it therapeutic and relaxing. Just make sure it's all lined up. There, I got her. And you want to make sure your tabs snap right in there. And right in there. It's good to do a lot of heavy breathing and grunting and groaning when you're working on these projects, by the way, because it helps to emphasize just how difficult it really is, and therefore accentuates your masculinity. Give me that, 13-foot piece, if you don't mind. You are something else. All right. Your string's going to go through. I'm going to feed it through, and look, now you should see her coming out the other side. And there she comes right through there. You're just going to pull it so the length of the string is uniform. Yeah, I'm going to have to back up here. I'm dealing with 13 feet. I don't understand why it had to give me this much, quite honest with you. Hold on, pull it tight. Yeah, just got to get the ends straight. All right, and level it out a little bit here. Yeah, there you go. And so you see, the idea is, I'm just saying, you want to get it uniform. Now look, if it wasn't perfectly straight, friend, don't worry about it, because the blade's going to cut it off once you start spinning around. Try to come as close as you can. It's not critical to be perfect. But what you want to do is you want to hold your string once you got her in there. Once you got her both ends in there and you got the ends uniform, you're going to hold your string. Let me call your attention here, folks, to a little secret button. When I mash on that button, it's going to tug the string in kind of like a machine gun, kind of a ratchet. Going to bring the string in and spool it up inside there the way it's supposed to be. Watch this. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it so it's, put a slight tug on it. And just push the button. Check it out. Here we go. See that? That's pulling the string in. And there you go. All set. Now that's all you need to know, fellas, really, about getting this thing rocking and rolling. But if you're feeling cabin fever, like you want to get out there and work with some power tools and get your yard looking pretty, maybe this is a good time to think about doing it. I hope this helped you. This is Merv, and I'll see you next time. We're working on another video right now, cooked to juicy perfection. Be sure to subscribe and join our ongoing adventure to experience the gruesome reality of do-it-yourself projects.